What's up, guys? I'm Mr.Cloudman. Today I'm here with
Vivid Air.
Each dog.
and today we'll be talking about our top 3 favorite villains. Let's get into it. Alright, Shaga, starts off.
I think my first favorite my third favorite, has to be like Ultron. Ultron, he's just like a robot, and like he can control people, and he can control other robots, and like he got like a bunch of people killed. So like that has to classify as a villain, you know?
Makes sense.
I think what's interesting about Ultron especially is like he believes what he's doing is right only because he sees how far humanity really is. It's an interesting character.
I saw a meme once, and it was of Ultron, and the caption was, Ultron only spent like 5 minutes on the internet and decided everybody needed to go.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty funny way of saying it, but that is his character arc, and it's interesting to see just how you take what humanity has done. Do you take it in a positive way, and do you see the good things that humanity has done, or do you see it in a negative way? I think that's really interesting.
And he chose to see it in a negative. Anyways,
Sad.
for me, I would probably say the Void from Thunderbolts. I think it was incredibly interesting of Marvel to actually have the bad guy be a personification of major depressive disorder and other mental illnesses, that kind of stuff. I think it's incredibly interesting. I think it's also incredibly interesting the fact that the villain is himself. He's the greatest superhero and yet also his own worst enemy. I think that's incredibly insightful by Marvel, and I also think this makes it 1,000 times more evil because we're facing our own evils as well.
For me, it's gotta be Vector coming in at number 3 from Despicable Me. He's just such a kooky villain, but he also brings that comedy relief too, so that makes it nice. I also love his "Oh yeah" animation. Not gonna do it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sticking with that, sort of breaking off the Marvel thing, if you guys have ever read the Bone series by Jess Smith, it's a really great series of graphic novels. King Talk, the leader of the rat creatures, has got to be one of the best ones out there. I just think it's super neat how he's woven into this story, and like he makes that fatal flaw, and I think it's really neat.
Now you're back with a big H for your number 2 picks. Personally, my number 2 pick has to be who is it again? Thanos. Yeah, Thanos. Because Thanos, like, he has like his Infinity Stones, and he wipes out like 50% of the planet. Like that has to be like top tier villain, like top tier villain stuff. You know.
You keep choosing villains that always seem like they're doing right, but they're always doing wrong, bro. Which honestly makes
I'm seeing a pattern.
Evil, yeah. I would say it's kind of a default villain. I feel like for a lot of people, but Voldemort mainly. Honestly, I think that I think the way that J.K. Rowling sets it up in the books and also in the movies, the way that his character arc forms and how we learn a little bit about him as we go throughout, I think it's an incredible villain in that sense. One bent on ruling over the entirety of humankind. In that sense, it's really interesting to see. Also, he almost serves as an incredible antagonist in both ways because he's also able for us. He also allows us to see the backgrounds and flaws of other characters as well in relation to him. So I think it's really cool and really intelligent by J.K. Rowling and by the movie artist.
I would have to concur. My second favorite villain has gotta be the Joker. You know, he's an OG villain. He fits really well with Batman and not Marvel, DC comic series.
You almost started a civil war there.
Just a one of a kind villain. You don't see any other villain like him in DC or in Marvel.
We're sticking with the book theme. If y'all have ever read Fahrenheit 451, Captain Beatty, sure, he's not necessarily like the main villain, but I think it's really neat to see, like, he went to the books, like, if you've taken in like some of the other Fahrenheit content, you know that like Captain Beatty, he originally loved books and he went to books for all the answers, but like he kept coming away confused and depressed, and so he eventually became the villain. And I think that's really neat how like you can trust something for so long, but as soon as it doesn't help you, you turn against it. And I think that's a really big part of what humanity does.
Okay, my number 1 pick has to be Red Skull. Red Skull, he's red. He looks like he got a sunburn all over his face, and I think that alone, that has to be like some top tier villain aura, personally, because like he got a ginormous sunburn. Like that has to be like some villain arc.
My top number 1 would have to be President Snow in Hunger Games novels. The fact is that he's so intelligent and also so malicious at the exact same time. It makes for an incredibly evil combo as well. Because in his eyes, he believes what he's doing is just maintaining order in Pan Am, and also at the same time keeping everyone in line. Even though he knows what he's doing is wrong, he wants to do it anyways because he believes it's for a greater cause. It's for the greater safety of their country. And ultimately, we understand now, like, this guy was not right at all. Like, this was completely insane of him to do it, because at that point he had to know that these districts were going to rebel against him if he was going to be cold-hardened and that kind of stuff. So it's almost foolish. It's almost interesting. Well, not foolish. It's almost interesting to see just how evil and all the ways that he hurt characters in the novel as well. It's insane.
Well, General Rex, thank you for giving your opinions, but I'm afraid it's time to go.
No, don't get.
Now you go, baby.
Okay. Well, I think my first one would have to be Scar from the Lion King movie, because if you really think about it, Scar's plan, it actually works. Like, he takes over Pride Rock and he takes over like everything the light touches, and it works for a really long time. Like, Simba goes away for what, like 5-10 years, so his plan was very good. It worked, but also there's that idea of like the brotherhood of betrayal, like thinking that you were the next in line for something and then not being rewarded for it. I think that's a really unique emotion to feel and like way to respond to that. So.
Thank you, Vividae, for coming in, and I'll never see you again. My number one favorite villain has gotta be Darth Vader, because he's an OG villain and an OP villain. You know, he has the Force, he has those mad lightsaber skills, and he did beat the Emperor, because we all know he chucked him down that endless void to who knows where. But he's just a really good villain. Like, at the end of all of the old movies at Star Wars, he would keep coming back. Like, this is just an unkillable being. But eventually he did die at the hand of his own son, actually. Thank you guys for joining us. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends, and we'll see you next time. Oh, wait. It's not working. Oh, I know why.